Hello everyone, and welcome to my little preview of the WCS European Finals. First I will go through the bracket with you, and today I want to show you a bit what you can use betting lines for, because generally I'm not a big fan of like all the previews that are often written by various news sites, because often like the fan favorites are like a bit overrated and such, and like it's often like you like it's a lot of blah blah and you don't get so much out of it. And so I personally like to actually look at the lines that have been shaped by, well, first the bookmaker and then by the people betting on them. And so let's begin. Here's the bracket. We can start in the top left. WCS against Blei. WCS is a pretty good German Terran. I think, well, it's like with DBS and Goody, like they are like the top 3 Terrans in Germany. It's hard to say like who is the best of them. And he plays against Blei. Blei is obviously the favorite here, but is he really that big of a favorite? So let's look at the lines here. This is the betting lines, like extracted, so to say, and next to the betting lines you see the winning percentage that is needed for this betting line to be break even. So that basically means that if you think WCS has a chance to win the best of 3 of more than 34.25%, then you should be betting on WCS at plus 192. So yes, like this is the betting line for Blei against WCS, and maybe to some of you it's a surprise that actually WCS is not that big of an underdog. I mean, he's like about like a 2-to-1 underdog, but he certainly has chances to make an upset here, and yeah, I think that's quite interesting. Like, I think some people, well, people who think like WCS is like an up-and-comer, maybe they would give him higher chances. Some people might give him lower chances because Blei is much more experienced in live events. WCS, I think he only went to WCS Germany. Actually, that was his first live event, if I remember correct. Oh no, he was at I think at a DreamHack or some. I'm sorry, I know that he was at one other event. I forgot which one it was though. Anyway, let's look at the next match. Mana against the Muslim. Obviously, I guess to most of you, Mana is the favorite. He has been practicing PVT like non-stop, and in Korea he actually managed to get out of the up and down matches by winning 2 PVTs. I'm sorry, I don't remember against who it was. And then in his Code S group he lost 1-2 to Taja and I think 0-2 against MMA. But still, like taking a game of Taja and such, that's quite an accomplishment. And the Muslim has been practicing with In Control and Huck, maybe. I'm not sure, but in general, I guess like Mana is simply he's the better player, and also like he has definitely been how do you say, like he has been making better results lately. And again, I would just like to show you the betting line to just to like underline my statement a bit. That is not just blah blah. Here we have Mana. Actually, he's a bigger favorite than Blei against WCS. Mana at minus 244, so he is about like 70 to 30 favorite. You see there's a bit of like, if you add those two numbers together, it's a bit more than 100%, and that's just the juice that you have on the betting line. Like what exactly juice is, I've explained that in my first video about betting, so if you don't know, go check that out. Anyway, let's go on. Vortex, Noctissimus. Yeah, I think Vortex is a very big favorite here. Noctissimus, I've played him on ladder some time ago. Actually, I lost. He went for some kind of like super like 6-gate Zealot all in or so. But Vortex, I think, is very good against Protoss, so I see him as quite a favorite here. I'm actually curious whether there's a betting line for that. No, there is not, and that is because there's rather few like official games of Noctissimus. So I think Penny did not want to put out a line for him because they really were not sure how good he actually is. And then yeah, that's why I do think that this is not the only match. I think O'Reilly does not have a betting line also, simply because he he has been pretty much inactive for a long time, I think, or at least he has not been playing like in official tournaments in like ages. Then sort of against Nercho. I personally see Nercho as a bit of a favorite, but sort of has been improving a lot lately. And again, let's see, where is he, like at the top here. Oh, Nercho, I disagree a bit with this line. I think Nercho is not that big of a favorite. So yes, I might actually bet on sort of here, because I think maybe Nercho has like 60% or so. But you see, if Nercho is 60, then sort of has 40, and well, 40 is higher than 38.31. And so yes, I actually think I might bet on sort of in this match, because it seems a bit like I don't think he's that big of an underdog. But the line is like roughly on the right point. It's only not off by far, in my opinion. Then Slivko Grabi. Let's see here quickly. I have to be a bit quicker now, otherwise I will be talking here for half an hour. Slivko, small favorite. That's quite interesting. I guess Grabi, he has been casting OSL in Korea. He probably doesn't have that much time to practice, definitely some, but he will be flying from Korea, so that's definitely quite a disadvantage, because it's a long flight and he will have to fight with jet lag. So yeah, I agree here. Many people might disagree, but I think it seems quite right that Slivko is a bit of a favorite here. And yeah. Red against Geel, I think there's no betting line for that. Same thing again. It's really hard to say like how big Geel's chances are. I mean, he produced some nice upsets at the Italy finals, and actually I remember playing ladder against him sometime, and he was definitely not bad. But I think there's very few official games here. Of course, Red, big favorite against him. I mean, he is like one of the best foreign Zerg players, and I think he has improved quite a bit against Protoss. I think he had some problems with Protoss for a long time, but not so much anymore lately. Vytra O'Reilly, it's very hard for me to say much about this. I think O'Reilly has not played all too much lately, and yeah, I see Vytra as quite a favorite here. But yeah, again, like maybe O'Reilly has been secretly practicing and is actually quite good, but yeah, I can't say much about that. BabyNate against Cyplo, I think they are both like pretty equal. I think Cyplo has produced some upsets in the WCS Sweden finals. I think he beat Sase, and maybe that is the reason why Cyplo, let's see where he is, at the bottom here. I think that's maybe why Penny sees Cyplo as a bit of a favorite over BabyNate. But generally, I think it's like pretty coin flippy. I mean, I think PvP is still plagued quite a bit by build order wins, and yeah, even generally, like I think they are both pretty equally, and that's kind of represented by the line also. Okay, let's start with the bottom right part of the grid. We have Lowly against Johnny Recco. That's very interesting. I would I haven't seen the line, to be honest. I would personally say Johnny Recco is a bit of a favorite. Lowly, I think he's not so good at playing like a very solid ZVC. He plays kind of cheesy and aggressive, and I think actually like very aggressive play like early on in the game is not that good anymore in ZVC, because people really have learned how to deal with aggression, and if you are aggressive and it doesn't do much damage, then you are behind because you have been building units earlier than your opponent. And I think Johnny Recco is quite solid, and also yeah, I see him as a bit of a favorite here. Let's actually see whether there's a line for this. I'm sorry, I'm a bit confused here. Where is he? Lowly against Johnny Recco. I'm actually surprised that Lowly is such a favorite here. I'm not sure why. I guess Lowly, but actually he has been, yeah, he has been doing quite well in NASL. So yeah, I guess I was wrong with this one. And to be honest, I think that Penny knows better than me. If the difference is this big, I actually think that they are right, and I was wrong with my analysis here. And yeah, I don't know exactly why. I haven't been following those two players much lately, but I guess probably Lowly is the favorite after all. I can't exactly give you the reason why, but I have a lot of trust in the people who make the lines. I think they are rather good at it. I know they make some mistakes, of course. Next we have Torzen against Knight, and yeah, I guess everyone sees Torzen as a favorite here, but Knight End is I think Knight End is actually a bit underrated. I mean, he has never had like a big win or anything, but he has been doing pretty well for quite a long time. I mean, I think one time he got like top 4 at a DreamHack. So I don't think that Torzen is a big favorite here. Also, he will be flying in from the US again. Problem with jet lag. Not sure whether Knight End flies from Korea. But generally, I guess Torzen is generally more accomplished and also the better player. Let's see whether I was right with that one. Yeah, I guess this seems pretty accurate. I agree with that. Yeah, 60-40 for Torzen approximately. Yeah, I guess not much else to say about that one. Then we have Hasuops against Stefano. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel all too bad because I lost to Hasuops in EPS round of 8 because he was failing around in the season. Anyway, yeah, I guess Hasuops. I remember the line of that. Hasuops like he's like really. He has some bad luck with that one. He's like by far the biggest underdog in the first round. I mean, obviously Stefano is like very well known for his CVP. Swaps, I think he has been improving ZVP lately, but still, he has very little chances against Stefano, and that is also represented in a line. If you compare it to all the other matches, Stefano here about an 85% favorite. That's a very big favorite in StarCraft. Like, you very rarely have such big favorites, because I mean there's a lot of luck and things about like daily shape in the game. But ZVP, a matchup where the amount of luck has went down over time, and also, well, I guess probably Stefano's best matchup, so that's why he is a very big favorite. But still, Hasuops has some chance to make an upset, even if they are not very big. Then we have Nama against Daishi. I will go over that a bit quicker. I'm actually surprised that Daishi is such a big underdog. I think he's quite unknown and better than people think. But of course, Nama much more accomplished and much more experienced, so that plays a big role. Like, experience in live events is very important. Then Titan against Star Eagle. I think there's no line for that. I don't really know. Star Eagle, I haven't seen him on ladder in a long time. Titan, very good, so Titan should be a big favorite. Same here. Soke, very experienced, even if he has been slumping a bit lately. Eel is, yeah, I don't know. I don't know much. I've met him in ladder a few times some time ago. He's a decent player, but if Soke doesn't like fuck up, he should be winning here. Then we have Lucifron against Happy. I think that's actually a pretty even match. We can also check the line for that one. Yeah, Happy is seen as a slight favorite here. I would have personally thought that Lucifron is a slight favorite, because Happy has always been having problems performing at offline events. But I mean, he qualified for WCS, and Russia is not that weak of a StarCraft nation, so, and it was played offline, so maybe he is getting better at that. And yeah, so I hope you liked the format of like not only bringing like my own opinion, but also like backing it up like with the betting lines. I mean, you guys might know by now that I really like betting, and that's why I wanted to bring this into this video. But please let me know what you think about this format and if you like it or not. And well, to come to myself now, I play against Tiktomini in the first round. He is the winner of the WCS UK Finals. I've met him a few times on ladder. I actually didn't think he was that good. I thought that Johnny Recco was better than him, and I also think that, I don't know about the Muslim. Yeah, the Muslim should also be a bit better than him generally. But I mean, there's luck in StarCraft. You can have a good day and those kind of things. He's certainly not a bad player. Don't get me wrong. But I thought he was like the other two were like slightly better. Anyway, I see myself as a favorite in this match. Yeah, well, I've won all my ladder games against him, and also like the way he played, he just like seemed to not like completely get the matchup. That's what it seemed to me. Like it wasn't like really bad or anything, but like he made like some like nuances in his play seemed like a bit off to me, and I think that way I can get an edge. But then again, I mean, maybe I'm kind of tired, or I just make like some random mistake, or he surprises me and actually improved lately. It's been some time since I last played him. It's definitely not like a matchup where I'm a big favorite. Like actually today I was thinking about it, and I was thinking like that I'm maybe like a 60-40 favorite, or maybe 55-45. And then that was before I saw the betting lines, and I was actually quite happy that the betting line actually came out pretty close to that. It's 60-40 basically, and yeah, I think that's actually quite accurate. I mean, he does not have as much experience at offline events as me, and I think I'm generally a bit better than him, but there's a lot of variance in StarCraft, and you can quickly, like, if he maybe understood a few things about ZVZ in the last weeks that he didn't get before, then he can really make like a big jump in the matchup, and then he can definitely beat me also. But to continue with my part of the bracket, I don't want to like go deeper into all the other brackets. That would take too much time. Second round, I would play against Lucifron or Happy. I don't really know how Lucifron's shape is right now. Generally, I think if he's in very good shape, he's a better player than Happy. But I think lately he hasn't been doing so well. I don't know why. I have not played much against either of them in quite some time. So actually, I don't really have like a big preference who of the two I would rather play. But maybe I would prefer to play against Happy actually, because Happy is. Maybe he's a little bit more predictable than Lucifron, and I think generally like Lucifron seems to be able to perform well when it's important. Like that's something that, for example, also Vidra has. Like Vidra is not as good anymore as he was, but like he still manages to perform well when it's important at times. Even though like when he plays like not so important things, like he often like makes quite some blunders. Either way, whether it's Lucifron or Happy, I think I would say it's around 50-50. Maybe I'm a small favorite against both of them. I've played a ZVT game earlier with Kras, and like was thinking a bit about how I want to play, and yeah, it actually went quite well. And I feel lately, like around a month ago, I have actually had a lot of problems ZVT, but I was able to fix it pretty well, and now I feel quite good about my ZVT again, and so I think I have a good shot at beating both of them. And then looking at round 3, I think it's probably between Soccer and Titan, and in that matchup I think Titan is the favorite. I'm not sure like how known he is to like, well, the people watching the video, but I think he's one of the best Protoss players in Europe. Like he's really good, and especially in PvP he is known for being a very good player. So I think he would be the favorite against Soccer. Of course, upsets are always possible, and Soccer would not be a big underdog. And then if I meet Titan or Soccer, I would say that Titan is the harder opponent of the two. Against Soccer, I think I would still be a bit of an underdog, maybe like 45-55, 40-60, but not worse than that. Against Titan, a little bit more than Soccer, but not much more. So I would still have pretty good chances to get into the semi-final of my bracket, which would be very nice, because if I get to the semi-final, I have very good chances to qualify for Shanghai then, because there are 6 slots for sure, and if Stefano, Socke, or Titan get to the top 7 or top 8, then there's more slots available. Well, top 6, 7, or 8, depending on how many of them get there. So basically, for example, if Stefano and Socke are top 6, or even just top 7, then there's 8 slots instead of 6, because they don't take away slots from other people because they are already qualified. So if I would get to the semi-final, I guess the most likely, very very likely opponent is Stefano. His first round quite easy, second round pretty easy for him, I would say, and third round, I mean, a ZVZ against Lowly or Johnny Recco, I think would be the hardest for him. But generally, like, he has a bracket that is rather easy for him. He does not have any of the strong Zerg players from the other half of the bracket, like Slivko, Red, Nerchio, sort of, or Vortex. Like, I think those would actually, and Bly also. Like, those might be the biggest dangers for him. Also Grubby, I'm not so sure about that. But generally, like, there's not like I think like the kind of people that like have a like Mana, actually I think would be a bigger danger than, for example, Knighten for him also. So yes, like, it would be quite likely I would play Stefano if I get here, and of course against him I'm quite a big underdog. But I would say I do have some chances to cause an upset, and well, I guess my analysis ends there, because like, it gets too theoretical here. Not saying that upset is like super theoretical, but yeah, the chances aren't so good. And now who is in the final of the other bracket is very very hard to say. I guess the favorites would be Nerchio in this part. Nerchio and Mana, actually. I'm not really sure how Mana is against Zerg these days. I guess Nerchio and Mana, I'm not sure who of them is most likely to end up here. Maybe actually the most likely one is actually Mana, because he has a easier part here. In the lower part here, it's that's actually quite hard to say. I think it's between the favorite of this bracket. That's between Slivko and Red. I think both of them. Grubby also. But Slivko a bit of a favorite against Grubby. Red should be a bit of a favorite against Grubby. And the lower part, all of those are worse than those 3, I would think. Yes, I would think so. So yeah, it would be like Mana, Nerchio, Slivko, Red, Grubby. Something like one of those is kind of likely to get here, in my opinion. Anyway, the video is already quite long, so I'll wrap it up here. And yeah, please give me feedback how you like this format, and if you want like tournament previews of this format before, please post on Team Liquid for that, or just in the YouTube comments. I personally prefer if it's in the Team Liquid thread, because the overview is a bit better there. And please subscribe to my channel if you might like my videos, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.